NBA, Tom's favorite team, LaMelo Ball. No, I got some highlights.
He's hurt again.
Did he get hurt again?
Shocker. He was doubtful for the next.
I told you, you got to trade him.
But you ever listen to a Steve Clifford interview?
Yeah, I got a couple of those. Hold on. I'm going to start with this.
Lordy.
We're going to go to Steve in a minute. It's been a bad week for Steve, actually.
I'm not allowed to speak again.
Well, you get ahead of yourself.
Hold up. Mute him.
You get ahead of yourself.
Mute Tom.
Now, this, real quick. We're told our plumbers, electricians, garbage men, and the NBA used to be slow. This is the All-Star game, Terry. You recognize any of these fellas?
It's not a clear.
That's Bill Russell, isn't it?
That's Bill Russell.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
That's Wilt.
And Wilt Chamberlain.
Yep.
Let me back up a second on Wilt.
Now, you guys remember how big Wilt was in our picture we showed last week, and look at Russell beside of him.
Look at Wilt's shoulders. When they say that, and this is what when people
talk about middle linebacker.
When people talk about athletes, that dude's 7 foot tall, and he could jump. He's a high jumper too.
And he did push-ups and sit-ups. He didn't have no, 8-step weight training program.
That's how slow these guys move. Chamberlain's not looking to shoot. He's the Draymond Green of the Boston Celtics out there. Except not looking to hurt anybody. Celtics fumble the first one. No, that's not the Celtics. That's the All-Star game. I'm sorry, that's the East. So I have no idea who he's playing with.
Russell's so fast you lost him.
I have no idea.
Wow.
I was about to say, this is starting to look like that Hornets clip you showed last week, Kevin.
No, he just made first one. But is that the O?
Could have been.
Might have been.
It's fun watching some old footage here.
It's like Russell wasn't quite as tall. He was only like 6'11" or so, but like his wingspan was like 7'4" or something.
What year was this?
69 or 71. I can't remember. I'll see it when I hit.
Boston probably won the championship.
For some reason, I was thinking it was 69. But it's nonstop moving up and down the court. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's fast break, fast break, fast break, fast break, fast break.
It's like I bet Havlicek and Kuzi are probably in the starting five for the East too.
It was 1969.
And you didn't have a foul on every possession.
And you didn't see anybody whining either.
In 2018, Rudy Gobert won the Defensive Player of the Year. He had 44 steals and 129 blocks on the season. Okay? 44 steals, 129 blocks. So far this year, rookie Wemby has more steals and more blocks in 42 games.
He'll probably get Rookie of the Year.
Speaking of aliens, I know he has no idea how the ACC gets into the NCAA tournament, does he?
Probably not.
That's amazing. He's already passed in 42 games, Player of the Year.
Then why do they suck so bad?
Well, the rest of them. Have you not? The one of them's got pink hair.
And his name's not Rodman.
And I've never been a big fan of Popovich either. So
This is a funny joke. I had to read this one. Embiid was named All-Star starter last week and presumably would now be replaced by NBA Commissioner Adam Silver ahead of the game in Indianapolis. And the response was, Adam Silver put himself in the All-Star game. Copywriters, commas, things like that. Pay attention to your details. That's what I was talking about last week with that copywriter. Now, Tom, here you go. This is your buddy Steve Clifford in an interview talking about our own Charlotte Hornets.
This might be the one I heard.
It might
I think
be.
it's the one I did too.
He's tying a rope.
Just play it,
Is he
Kevin.
tying a noose in this one?
Just play.
Go ahead, Zach.
NBA player, if you want them to listen to you, got to tell them the truth. So I tell them, they know there's little room for error. I also tell them the facts. I mean, our problems aren't their effort, their work, how much they want to win. Our problem, we're under-talented. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with telling them that. And that they do have to play well, and we have no room for error, and we can't make mistakes. And so we do, when we practice, we do have to have great reps, and there's got to be great carryover to the game. And to me, that's the way you do it. I can't do it any other way. Everybody has a different way to do it. To me, if you want an NBA player to listen to you, there's two things. One, you have to be able to help them win and get better, okay? They have confidence I can do that. Not that I'm smart. I just worked for great coaches, and I learned a lot. So I do know what it takes to win in the league. And two, you can't lie to them. You can't lie to them. We can win Friday. We'll have to play great, and maybe they're not quite at their best. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the way this league works. But the only way you give yourself a chance is if you're prepared. And if we come in and we have a good day tomorrow, and we have a good shoot around on Friday, otherwise we're not going to. Listen, right now, if we're not pretty good, we're not beating anybody. We're not beating anybody. That's just where we're at. And that we can't control. What we can control is how hard we work and what our attitude and approach is like every game.
We can't control if we can beat anybody. Terry, he's the head coach. Y'all ain't no good.
He's not Dan Campbell. I can tell you that right now.
He didn't say
Basically
they
what he-
stunk. He said y'all ain't as good as them. That's the
Right.
nicest way.
He
to
said we're
say
just
it.
not talented.
We're only 2 times better than the last 2 teams. That
Well, when
behind.
you got LaMelo Ball, never plays. Gordon Hayward never plays. I mean, you know, I kind of understand his frustration. His stars don't play, and then you trade away Terry Rozier, right? I mean, it's
What did
just-
Terry Rozier come out and say? He flat out come out and said it.
I missed it.
Yeah, he
What'd he
come
say?
out and
Yeah.
said, he said they're just not a team that wants to win.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
He
I'm
said
just-
losing is acceptable in Charlotte. It's not acceptable here in Miami. And that's the difference when
Yeah.
yeah.
coming to work every day.
I mean, it's just one of those things
two
where
franchises that came out at the same time.
What Steve Clifford said nicely is like, look, we suck, and if we don't play perfect, and they not only do we have to play perfect, they sort of have to suck for
Yeah.
us to have a chance
Yeah.
to win. So I mean,
And-
that's been that you know, Kevin.
I mean, but
Kevin, that's been all over the news. That what he said there, and I just think he just had a
When I say it for years, I'm a jerk.
yeah.
But he says it finally.
I think he's
He's been there twice.
He's telling management.
That's the second time he's been
I know.
here.
He's
Like,
t-
we are no good. Period.
He's telling management, get me some better players.
Or fire me.
That's what he's
Please,
saying. I mean,
I-
he's basically saying, get me some better players. You know, I'll work with somebody who wants
Yeah.
to win, but it's just like if these guys suck and they don't work, how am I supposed to win? I mean, I think that's what he's saying behind closed doors. And every time I listen, Hornets at blah blah blah, they'll be without Gordon Hayward. They'll be out with LaMelo Ball. They'll be out blah blah blah. It's just it's a comedy show. I mean, you don't have good players, and the ones you do don't play. So I mean, you know, if I you know, and I've been on LaMelo Ball, I know the young people like him, and I'm sorry, I'm going a little long, Zach, but
you're good.
I'm just saying, trade him and send him somewhere else and get somebody who wants to play in the city.
Miller's played good recently.
He has.
He has. But now he's took him, you know, I mean, he's a rookie. He's
Yes.
got to give him time.
Because I want to see this team play better.
At least make the
I mean,
playoffs.
I want to see this team play better. And, oh, by the way, Anna and Jacob had a good time the other night, Kevin. Appreciate you thinking about them. It was all over their snap garbage. And I didn't know. I was like, what the? How are they at the Hornets game? Oh, Kevin sent us tickets. I'm like, Kevin didn't send me tickets. Sent you tickets.
He didn't want you to go.
I work for Kevin, and you get the
Oh,
tickets.
my God.
I was like, whatever.
It's middle of like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
Tom was
But
driving
yeah,
around.
they're like there. It's just like, oh yeah, Kevin sent me tickets, and they had a good. Of course, they lost.
Well,
But
That's normal.
I just
so look, this is their depth chart. LaMelo Ball out. His back at is whoever Ish Smith is and Nick Smith Jr. is. They could probably be the same person for all I know. Why was there a Martin brother in our starting lineup still? Why is there a Martin
Cody
brother
d-
on our team?
Cody Martin does play hard.
Well, that's Terry.
That's what
You just said what
that's
Steve
what the
Clifford
coach
said.
said.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Plays hard. He just
He's
sucks.
just not
He
good.
plays hard, but he sucks.
This is the rest of our starting lineups. Brandon Miller, who may have been helpful at a shooting, rookie. He's okay. He's playing well. I like his game. I'm glad he's the first guy they've picked in
He has.
years who could beat someone else one-on-one.
I think he's going to wind up being a decent player.
He's the first one they've picked in years who could beat another person one-on-one.
He's going to wind up being
And don't tell
not
me
a
LaMelo, because
superstar,
he
but
wouldn't
maybe
guard
a
nobody in a
star.
one-on-one game.
I agree.
And
I
then
think
our power forward, who's really a small forward, is a woman beater who they're trying to get traded to Phoenix right now. Is the talk is
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we need It would be nice to see Miles Bridges gone. I don't know why anybody else would want.
I know.
I don't-
Me
Can
neither.
Bryce Young play the one for us?
He's Bridges is a.
Where's Gordon Hayward? Is he on the list?
He's on the injured reserve.
Yeah, they
I
don't even
guess.
put
Is
him
he
in
on
that
injured
start.
reserve?
I guess if he's not on the
Best player on
on
this
the depth
team.
chart. PJ Washington was the top. Remember, we drafted him in
Besides,
the lottery.
yeah, besides Brandon
He's on the
Miller,
trading block too.
PJ Washington.
He's actually scored a little bit of points. He scores. a
He's
little
he can't. Yeah, he's on the trading block.
But
it
you
looks like.
can't, like, they try to. I remember I went and watched him play Philly, and they tried to have him guard Embiid,
This
and
is
he got
stupid.
dunked on. I was like,
What you just showed was kind of crazy.
What?
Scan back down. Our leading scorer is Terry Rozier.
who's
He's not even there.
He's not with the team.
Yeah, they should just take that off there, but that's ESPN.
They don't even
Miles
They don't
Bridges
even
top
keep it
update our
updated.
stuff.
20 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. That's why somebody
What-
wants him.
One of the funniest things. Is,
There's Hornets fans that still want to keep him.
Who?
Bridges,
Oh,
all over the Twitter.
gosh.
one of the funniest things. Is
Awful.
Our estranged employee. We went to a game one time, and Terry Rozier's bigger than what you think he is. You know, he walked by, and I was like, "Man, dude's pretty big." And our estranged employee said, "Hey, nice game, Terry." And like, the funniest thing ever, because he kind of looked at him and just kept on walking. It's like, remember when Borrego asked him, "Who are you?"
Yeah, yeah.
That's the kind of statement that set MJ off when what's his name from Washington's like, "Nice game, Mike."
Oh, God,
And neither
that
one of
was
them's
so
with their employer anymore.
because I would like when I did those, you know, Chip. I didn't want to act like I knew the guys.
Yeah.
You know, I remember Porzingis walked by me one time. I was like, "That's one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen in my life." But I wouldn't go, "What's up, Terry? How's it going, man?
What's up, Chris Stapps?
What's up, Chris? I mean, you just don't."
The Jazz and the Pistons and Phoenix are the teams that have contacted Charlotte about Miles Bridges.
Get whatever you can.
I
for
would.
him. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Free up the salary space.
Yeah, but you're not going to get nothing. You're going to get like a
Terry,
third round,
Terry,
fourth round
Terry,
pick.
what did I
They
say?
only got 2 rounds. Terry.
Well, I don't care. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're going to get.
Terry, when you
That's
probably don't
funny.
do this because you probably hoard everything. But when you take your stuff to Goodwill, do you say, "What can I get for this?" No.
Here's
you
a-
say,
What?
"Get rid of it. I don't."
No,
want
they
it."
don't. They say, "Do you need a ticket?" I say, "Yeah, give me the ticket."
Give me the receipt.
Which
Terry,
you
this-
can't use anymore because there's no deduction for it anymore.
This
But
is-
I just saying. I mean, when you haul off your garbage, you don't say, "Hey, what can I get for this?" No, you just throw your garbage.
Do y'all
away
have something I
and
can
start
take
over.
back?
Phoenix is here's the rumored deal. Nasir Little, Jordan Goodwin, and 3 second-round picks for Miles Bridges.
Why do you
and
want
it said Nick
second-
Richards, our starting center. So we're giving away our center too.
Why do you want second round picks?
I don't know.
You're like
You're not getting nobody with
You
that.
don't do nothing. If my advice is pick Europeans in the second round.
Leave them over there, let them play, and hopefully they
You
pan
got to
out.
draft the rights
was-
for a couple years.
It was so, you know, when you showed that little clip of that old basketball, the best thing was there's like 3 or 4 sequences, and it didn't, like, no walks, no travels, because they know how to dribble the basketball, they know how to pass, they don't foul.
Fundamentally sound.
I mean, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, I can't watch what they do today.
It's just I try to watch some of it, and like I like to watch the end, but at the end there's like so many just fouls.
20 years ago when they started AAU basketball, and it's morphed into the NBA.
It's terrible. I mean, and it's funny as how people think they're good and they're not. I mean, you don't have fundamentals.
And
I
that's why, you know, you get somebody in there that's got good fundamentals. Jokic, perfect example, slow and destroys everybody.
That's
Yeah.
why you watch a high school game, and Terry, I know you see a lot of them,
Mm.
but all it is, foul, walk, foul, double dribble. I mean, it's like I watched the basketball game. The team that we played, literally, their first 4 possessions were turnovers. Their first 4 possessions were turnovers.
Tom, I don't
mean,
think
it's
you
just-
really understand.
What?
When you do a basketball game and the final score is 47-12, and the team that lost is blaming the rest because they lost.
No, I've seen it. I mean, it's just, and that's what it's turned into, this culture of I don't work on fundamentals. I sit around and drink Pepsis and eat potato chips and try to go out and play sports, and I don't practice. I just sit around, play with my phone, and then it's the ref's fault that I lost.
Yeah.
So
It's hilarious. I mean, it's just stupid.
so like these things that like I said, this online stuff that these people younger than 35 that post these tweets. Thank you, Terry Rozier. 5th in franchise history in points, 10th in assists, 10th in steals, 3rd in 3 points made. Franchise legend. Is Terry Rozier a franchise legend?
No, he's a good player. Not
Yeah, he was a good player for them.
It's
Like,
what we consider
legend?
One of the best that
we
they've
can-
had.
We consider
but not,
we consider one of our. He's a star, but not a superstar.
He didn't even start half the
B-
games he was
B-
on the team.
well,
B
most of
minus.
it
He
is
B
hurt.
minus
He come off
player.
the
He's a
bench.
B minus player on Hornets team.
He would come off the bench half the time. Sorry, why didn't we just hear Chip right there? I don't think.
Sorry,
Chip
my
was
fault. My
gushing.
fault. He's no Muggsy. He's no LJ. He's no Zoe.
I was going to say Alonzo Mourning or somebody like that. It's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
He only played
Muggsy
two.
is
He
a
only played
legend.
3
Kurt
years.
Rambis is a legend. Kelly Tripucka is a legend. Earl Curitan is a legend.
I remember when they stopped the game when Armand Gilliam got his 10,000 points. I think me and
Gilliam.
Kevin was there.
Armand Gilliam's
Rex Chapman.
Armand Gilliam's haircut is a legend, and Rex Chapman's thievery is a legend.
You know why I know all those? Because it used to be on local TV. You'd go home and it's the Tuesday
It
night,
was on.
and the Hornets were on.
I went
it
to
could-
bed.
Listen, kids don't. Growing up, we could watch the Hornets every game. I could watch every Michael Jordan
Right.
game on
Yep.
WGN.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
sure could.
And when I went to
Every
bed-
Chicago Cubs.
And-
what-
and
yeah.
I watch Cardinals all the time. I had
Yeah.
30
Now
Cardinals
what you
games.
got to have the 18 streaming services and pay this money and all that.
So
When I was a kid, you can go watch Kelly Tripucka. I mean, they sucked, but you could watch them
Yeah.
every night, and you knew the team.
all right,
You know,
all right. I'm gonna set up the scenario for Terry. See what he thinks about this. 3-point contest. A man versus a woman. What are the rules?
What are
In
the
what?
rules?
3-point contest.
oh,
What are the rules?
use a girl's ball.
That's what I'm asking.
Use a girl's ball.
No, I think the guy uses the guy's ball and the girl uses the
So that's
girl's
the way I
ball.
look at it.
Which
Well,
line do they
that-
shoot from?
Tom's gonna be thinking like I am. Why not, Tom?
I'm just saying, if it's a competition, it
Mhm.
needs to be the same.
That's the first part. My second part is that a men's ball is not only heavier, it's larger. So
It
it,
is.
has
Don't
a
go through the hoop
less
as the-
it has a less chance of going in the basket, correct?
Right.
Correct. Well, no matter what, the reason you men use bigger basketballs, they have bigger hands and they're stronger. But a men's basketball is also wider. So a girl's basketball has a better chance of going in. So if I'm shooting with the men's basketball, I want my opponent to be shooting with the same basketball in the same hoop. Unless they're going to make her hoop smaller. She can shoot her girl's ball. Can we make the hoop 3
Or
inches smaller?
Either they both shoot with men's.
You
or they
understand
both
my point?
shoot- Yeah, I do. And the line is the same as well. Whatever line.
But
I
they're-
would use the high school line. Just use the
So
high
the
school.
question is the ball. So coming up, you've guys got you're on it. The question is the ball. Coming up in the All-Star game, Steph Curry is going to have a 3-point contest versus the WNBA Liberty Sabrina Ionescu. And my question was, will she be using a men's ball? And they actually answered it and said, no, she'll be using the women's ball against.
And it should.
I agree with Terry on it.
What comment?
I just
mean,
think,
that's what she
but I
shoots with.
even if I'm used to using the
Okay.
big ball, Curry might not want the smaller
But,
ball.
but my question is, if I'm playing golf, does the girl get a smaller golf ball to putt with?
Or which tee is she teeing off from?
Well, that's the weight of the ball is the tee thing, right? But going in the hole, I'm talking about the circumference of the goal. You have a clear advantage. Going from the tee and shooting the lighter ball, I get that's the weight advantage. But going in the hole in a clear setup advantage, the lady golfers, they'd get to tee off on the red tee and get to use the lighter ball. But when we're on the green putting, your ball's not smaller than my ball, so it goes in better. Like, she has a much better chance of winning just based on the size of the ball, correct? The mathematicians out there will agree with me. I know they will.
I'm not against it.
The
I think
physics.
she shoots with her ball. He shoots with his. I mean, everybody sees Curry shoot.
I don't mind her.
His hardly ever hits the rim
Okay,
anytime.
I will agree to her shooting with her ball if you'll agree to reduce the size of the rim.
No, you can't do that.
Well, then she gets a bigger hoop than.
I mean, she's
that's
shooting from the
basic.
same rim that he shoots from.
No, she's shooting at a bigger rim than he's shooting from because he's using a smaller ball.
Well, the ball size ain't got anything to do with it. That's the only difference it is. The rim that they shoot at is the same.
What are you talking about, Terry?
I don't know.
You're
Terry,
talking about the
definitely-
ball. That's what
Terry-
you're talking about.
Terry, if the ball is smaller, she has an advantage. It's not
that's-
rocket science. It's not rocket science.
It's
Terry.
not hard to figure out.
It's not. So why don't you figure it out?
No, that's not hard to figure out.
It's just like
I don't think it's her right to have to go
Are you
play
talking to me or talking to yourself?
with his ball in a game that she don't play that.
I think she should have a smaller rim. Push a rim out there, fill it up with water, have it stand in the corner.
Just have Steph shoot with the girls' ball.
Yeah.
That's going to give her an advantage anyway because he's used to the guy's ball. It's going to give her an advantage.
Well, that's why I said I didn't want him to do it because I think he would
I
be
think
used to
it
his other
messed
ball.
him
That's
up.
just that's just
Yeah.
my
I think it
opinion.
messed him up.
Who cares?
Guys,
if
When
Steph-
I play,
they're washed up anyway. He's washed up anyway. So what's it matter?
Bring him to the Hornets.
Seriously, what's it matter?
Yeah, he only scored like 40 last night or
I
something.
mean, his team's washed up, I should say. So what's it matter? I mean, he's about.
the basketball goal is 18 inches. Men's basketball size versus women's.
There's no big deal here.
Yes, it is.
There's not.
I mean, I just hope the woman wins so the women can celebrate it and we can just say, yeah, okay, we're good. And that way, what's Steph Curry going to win if he beats the girl?
Nothing.
So you beat a girl.
They're,
Seriously.
they're cheating
Yeah.
using a smaller ball.
Seriously. I mean, it's like, okay.
They're
well,
trying to get
you beat a girl, Steph. Way to go.
they're trying to
Like,
get
I would-
viewership.
I would not, like, I would just.
I wouldn't touch
do
with
it.
10-foot
I
pole.
wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm like, no, because if I lose, they're going to say, man, what's wrong with you?
She's playing
If
with house
I
money.
win- Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, it's kind of, the whole thing is dumb. I mean, you know. We do a lot. We do a lot of dumb things in sport. I mean, this is just. I mean, I know. I know what they're trying to do. Oh, this is new. This is new, Tom. This was like having the Bush Clash at the L.A.
Coliseum.
But it's not. It's not really. You know what I mean?
I just think
not
it's unfair to Steph that
I will-
she's using a smaller ball. And
I will
and
say
and a
this
bigger.
for I'll say this for Danica Patrick. When Danica Patrick raced in NASCAR, did she say everybody else's car's got to go slower? Or she got in the car with the guys, right? I'm gonna right in there. I'm gonna mix it up with the guys. You know,
She didn't
So
get
why
bigger or
should-
taller tires.
Right, she didn't get any kind of advantage. So way to go, Danica.
So then you should leave this like it is. She shoots with her ball, he shoots with his, and we just go out and see who gets it. I mean, no big deal.
Terry, what's in that Mountain Dew?
Well, I mean, it's no
this
big
is-
deal here.
Yeah. I mean, I agree it's no big deal because nobody really cares. But if
That's
you're-
probably the truth.
if it's going to be an equal competition, equal distance, equal ball, height of the goal, everything's the same. Like if you're going to race me, Terry, I'm not going to say, well, you get 5 yards ahead of me, and then if you win, you win. It's like, no, you had a 5-yard head start. I mean, that's cheating. I mean, it's okay with Jim Harbaugh, but it's like other people, it's not. I mean, it's supposed to be an equal playing field. Is it
It's
not?
like going out on a golf course and the guy shooting from his tee and the girl shooting from her tee
But then
that
it's
is
not an
up.
equal
No,
competition.
you
It's
didn't hear what
equal.
I said, Terry.
Then it's not
Terry,
an
we just
equal
talked about that. a
It's
minute ago.
equal.
No, no,
It's
no,
not an equal competition.
no. It's not. Yeah.
That is equal.
No, it's not. Because
Oh.
Terry, I will tell you right now.
Then why don't they let the women play? Then why don't the women play on the PGA Tour with the up tees if that's what's equal?
Yeah, that's right. When Annika played,
She
when
played the
qualified for
men's
the tour, Michelle Wheat, they had to play from the same tees.
You got to play the
That's-
same tees.
Yeah. that's-
Terry, what I'm saying is that the tees is the same thing as the weight of the ball. Okay, I'm arguing that when they get on the green, she shouldn't have a smaller ball than I do.
That's not going to happen. She's going to be shooting from the same balls that you shooting from.
All right, Terry.
I mean, I don't understand where y'all going with this. It makes no sense.
Terry, there's a circle.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm
correct.
with every bit of that.
Two men's basketballs, if you set them in there, are supposed to barely fit through the circle. Correct. If you put two women's basketballs up there, they fit in very easily.
Okay.
So we're saying that she's throwing her smaller ball into a bigger hoop than Steph's throwing in his hoop. He has a smaller hoop compared to his ball than she does. It's not the same. His ball
It's
is
the same.
His ball is 9.5 inches. Hers is 9 inches wide.
It's not an equal contest.
Thank you.
We're trying to make it equitable, and it's not an equal
Thank you.
contest.
Not equal. All right. NBA Finals.
Oh,
Boston's still in
Lordy.
first. Milwaukee second. Knicks third. Cleveland's in fourth, Tom. Philadelphia and
I
flopping
thought
Embiid is
Cleveland was
fifth.
in third now.
Knicks have been
I
on
thought
a
they
super
passed
hot
them.
streak.
No,
Nowhere
you
near
didn't.
third place.
Knicks have had a hot streak.
Yeah.
They won
Well,
like
you're
9 of their
losing,
last
your losses
10.
are better.
And since that trade, they got rid of R.J. Barrett and got in the.
Yeah.
Stephen A's campaigning for him to trade for LeBron.
Okay, we passed Philip, but New York passed
that'll
us.
tank 'em.
Okay, yeah. See, we passed Philadelphia, but New York passed us because they won 9 in a row.
God, the East is garbage. The East is just as much garbage as the NFC was.
That don't mean
Brunson's been
nothing.
averaging like 32 points a game
Best
for,
team
since
in,
that trade.
in this NBA right now is Boston, and everybody knows it.
It's Boston and Milwaukee in the East, and
Is
everybody
that
else
why
is
they got
garbage.
beat
Yeah.
by the Lakers at home?
That
They're all
didn't mean
garbage.
nothing.
No,
Didn't mean nothing.
How you feel if you was the Milwaukee coach and you got fired after you had a winning season and they took Doc Rivers?
Yeah, how about that?
What the crap?
Good job. Didn't he
and
start
he's
0-2?
lost it. I think he's lost his first 2 games as
Yeah.
head coach, hadn't
Yeah.
he, Zach?
Yes, and then
0-2.
Embiid went down. How'd that work out for him?
Like the things I wonder is like of Dion, having mostly the same players and Doc coming in with most of the same players. What play is he supposed to come in and draw up that's going to make them that much better?
They said it would take
It's the same
him.
people.
The-
Do you know what they said?
the
They
question-
said the other day it would take him 20 to 25 games to get this figured out how he wants his run.
The question that I read about the former coach, I can't remember his name, was his defensive philosophy. He had changed up how that, and part of it was with who was their guy that they traded. Was it Middleton, Chris Middleton, or I forget who the Bucks traded over during the offseason. But he was like their key
Their defensive guy is Drew Holiday in
Yes.
Boston.
yes. And so he was their key defensive cog last year, and they were having to try to restructure the defense. And Giannis did not like the direction the coach was, or he did not like his philosophy.
Because they couldn't stop anybody.
Yeah.
That's how basic it was.
Maybe he should get his 7-foot butt in the lane and stop somebody.
That's what I'm
Wait,
saying.
wait,
Maybe
sorry.
Damian Lillard should maybe guard somebody.
Yes.
That too. But as far as offensive wise, figuring out how hard is it to draw pick and roll with Lillard and Giannis?
Should be very easy.
Offensively,
Yeah, it
offensively
should
was not their
That's,
issue.
that's Stockton and Malone plus a little bit better, isn't
They
it?
can score, but they can't stop a soul.
Like giving up 111 a game. It's the most in the top 4 there in the East. The Pacers giving up 122 there in 6th. Hornets, that's worse than the Hornets. Hornets scoring 108, giving up 120 a game.
The Bucks giving up 119-9.
But the Hornets beat Oklahoma and Minnesota, the number 1 teams in the West.
We do that every year. We beat somebody we shouldn't beat. We can't
Clippers
beat
in-
nobody else.
Clippers
Can't
in
beat
3rd,
Detroit.
Nuggets 4th, Sacramento 5th, Suns 6th, Pelicans, Mavericks, the midseason champion Lakers are in 9th, and Jazz 10th. I got a highlight of the midseason Laker champions here. And remember, they've already posted champagne this year.
This is so
Pop
dumb.
champagne, didn't they? They just had a
Really proud for him.
Terry. How do you fire the coach that won that and you pop champagne on his head, and then they're blaming him for them not playing well? Now, why is it always the coach's fault, never LeBron's fault?
Because he's LeBron, man.
Here's LeBron getting hurt.
Just tapped him.
Oh,
He killed me.
oh, help me!
He got tapped in the face. He's gonna lay there for 30 minutes.
He's still laying down.
It looked like the court storming the other day.
What's he still laying there for?
Look, he just barely tapped him in the head. Look, Dunk. It wasn't even hard.
What he did was Mr. Miyagi showing Danielson what he's going to do to him.
Hey,
Wait a minute. In rehearsal.
that looks
That's how hard he hit him.
that makes Caitlin Clark look like she was assaulted.
That's what I was going to say. Who's the better flopper this week, Terry? Caitlin or LeBron?
Well,
It's hard to watch. Man.
It is hard to watch it, and that's your face of the NBA. Like, good job. You're just gonna have all of our kids falling out on the high
Who
school
was that
floors
Not
now.
only is he the face act, that is the greatest athlete, basketball player that you've ever seen in your life. Give him respect he
come
deserves.
on now. I mean, ain't got to take nothing away from
Good
him.
gosh, if he would have
For
came
his
down,
age, he can still play.
hey, if he would have went down the,
It
the-
takes
the
a lot of
lane-
athletic
said
ability to
that.
get down to the ground that quick.
If
You're
he-
right, Terry.
If he would have went down the lane against the '88 Pistons, he'd have been dead in that one.
Yeah,
Terry, if his whole
Yeah,
career-
Lambeer would have took him out.
Lambeer would have amputated his arm.
He wouldn't have had to fake it.
if this whole career he never said himself, I am the greatest basketball player ever for winning a championship in Cleveland. I am the greatest basketball player ever for having the most points.
Well, he's the one.
I am.
He did. He did.
Who
tell
are you trying to
Cleveland,
convince,
"Without
LeBron?"
me, I brought y'all what y'all wanted.
Would he? What I'm saying is that more people would like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people
If, if people that would give him credit be like, if they would just accept, like the Kobe fans are like, and that's the thing about the people that actually saw Jordan play, and they're like, it's almost disrespect. At the first when they start bringing it up, it's disrespectful to even have the conversation.
Yeah.
Y'all should be happy that we're even in listening to y'all even say it. Nobody said it's just the way he does it and saying I am this, and then you get touched like that and flop like that.
I agree
If he
with
didn't
what
say,
happened.
if he flopped like that, if that was I don't know, Kawhi Leonard, would we even show it on the show? If Kawhi flopped like that,
No.
because Kawhi don't say I'm the greatest thing that's ever walked on the earth. Y'all all worship me. I'm gonna steal his number. Hey, he's number 23. I'm gonna wear his number.
Well, he
Come
probably got so tired of hearing Michael's name thrown at him over and over and over. Now
He
I
brought it
will,
on himself.
He did, but
Yeah.
I will say, for his age and what he can do, he's done great. For his whole mentality of playing basketball, he's done great.
His ability, his longevity, and his athletic ability is impressive, Terry. There's no doubt about it.
So
he
is
ain't
Frank
the
Gore's.
he ain't
He's
the greatest.
not the best.
He's not the greatest.
No, I'm the first one, and I'm not a Michael Jordan fan because he's average in college and the greatest NBA player I've ever seen. But there's a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Terry,
You
just
cannot.
because you misspoke one day doesn't mean you keep having to remind us you said something so dumb.
I have to continue to say that, Tom.
He was
Because
NCAA
he-
Player of the Year. Terry.
Okay, congratulations. He was not the best college basketball player of all
but
time.
he wasn't average, Terry.
He was average.
Terry he
No,
wasn't average.
no. There's
Okay, I mean I can understand not the best. We can have that discussion.
that's fine.
Average, Terry. Average. Charles Shackelford was average. Okay, not Michael Jordan. Chris Corchiani was average, not Michael Jordan. Get it straight, Terry. Jeez. And he's silent.
Does Terry know what the word average means?
No, he doesn't.
National Player of the Year is not average.
Yeah.
He just, you can't call Michael Jordan an average player in any context.
We're gonna get
Except
to
baseball. Right? You can call him an average baseball.
we're gonna get to the point that Terry's like he was a star basketball player that one year he was player of the year. That doesn't make him a star. We're gonna get that argument going now.
I'm not going to say a word because all I know is when it come down to a 1983 national championship, Cozell McQueen was better than Akeem.
What's that got to do with Michael?
I'm
That's
sorry.
what I'm saying. That's what y'all want to say. Like Cozell McQueen was one of the greatest centers of all time in college because he beat Akeem Olajuwon. But then Michael Jordan, oh, that's right. State went through them too. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
Not in 82.
Yeah.
Not in 82.
83 we did.
Okay, 1 year you did, but don't just because State won a national championship does not make Michael Jordan average.
Cozell McQueen had 4 points and 12 rebounds. Akeem Olajuwon had 20 points and 18 rebounds.
But Cozell McQueen got that ring on his hand.
Oh my God!
What y'all did was shut down Clyde Drexler.
Got that ring on
So
his
go ahead and
hand.
say it out loud. McQueen is.
Giannis's brother's going to get a ring too, but we
see.
seen him throwing shots off the
On that
backboard.
day, Cozell McQueen was better.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Giannis's brother's going to get him a ring too if they win. He's throwing shots off the backboard and
Oh, man.
falling off court.
5 slammer jammer. We had more slams than they did.
Oh man.
That y'all had Drexler to 2 points.
Drexler was the problem in that game.
You held
Yeah.
Drexler to 2 points in it. Terry, you remember
He
all the
has no
stats
excuse
I told
for
you
that.
ago? My
Yeah.
team lost by 1. Yeah, Drexler held to 4 points, and y'all won by 1. How about that?
Yeah,
Whatever it takes.
that was Drexler's problem.
That is amazing. That
To
he
hold
was
him
so-
to 4.
That was so amazing that he was. That's like.
Well, he got in foul
all-time
trouble.
college.
He did.
No,
he was
the
out very
coach-
quick. He was
the
out
coach
quick.
got him in trouble because he left him in there when
Yeah.
he had 3 and he picked up number
Yep.
4
Yep.
in the first half.
Go back and watch that. I watched it on
Yeah.
YouTube. I never, I was too
picked up
young to
his
saw
4.
it live, but I watched it on YouTube. It's interesting.
Let me say one thing funny before you get this. I was watching the game. Billy James over at Bessemer City was coaching, I think, the JV team, and he had a guy with 4 fouls in the first half. And even I said, Coach James, he's got 4. And he looked at me and said, I want to see if he can foul out in the first half.
Don't feel bad. I had to do that one time. Say, Coach, that's the 4th one. I mean, you might as well just leave her in.
He looked at me as serious as he got. I want to see if he can foul out in the first half.
100%. I've got a player on my team this year.
Oh man.
I tell him he can play until he fouls out.
That's it.
Oh,
Because he don't stop fouling,
Yeah.
and he runs at 100%. And I'm like,
man.
I can't just take you in and out based on your fouls when
Yeah.
you go in. So I told him, I was like, you can stay in until you're
Yeah,
fouling.
might as well use them up while you only
I'm
been on the court so
serious.
long.
You know what Dick Vitale once upon a
Remember
time
Albert?
said?
We did
Yeah,
that
that's
with
what I
him.
was
We did
thinking
that
when
with
you
him.
said that.
Dick Vitale said nobody should foul out after your 5th foul. If you foul again, the other team gets 2 shots and the ball.
That's whatever. That's another rule. Any rule would be good and better than fouling out. Good or better than fouling out. This is don't forget we talk about LeBron's longevity. This is what Chael Sonnen had to say about it, Zach.
His answer was like, if the world understood what LeBron did, like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player and you're hitting a stick out of the way. It doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
there's
doing?
only one. We have the same drug guy, if you will. I know exactly what he's doing. But there's only one golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to, but there's only one golfer that follows the big 3. And the big 3 is EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. That's the Lance Armstrong diet. There's one golfer, but it's Tiger Woods. Like, yes, it does matter. People will say it all the time. It doesn't matter. John Daly, one of these. It matters. Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. And if other basketballers understood
EPO
what it
do?
did, EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you can play all game long. You can shoot in the fourth
More
quarter
red blood
just like
cells,
you
more
shot in the
oxygen
fourth
in your
minute.
red blood cells. Okay, got you.
It's the king of performance enhancers.
So you would prefer that, especially in a fight sport, to anything else?
EPO is king.
Because it's going to give you the stamina.
Yes.
That's why cyclists do it.
That's why cyclists
Tour de
do it.
France is
So that 5th round energy is
The
more
human
important.
body is not made to do the Tour de France. I mean, the people that set that up are inhumane. So of course you have to go. Of course it's supernatural people that they're forcing them to take.
Now that you're not
take
competing,
pets.
are you still on?
Yeah. So testosterone. It's
So that's former MMA champion fighter Chael Sonnen talking about him and LeBron having the same drug guy, and this is what I've tried to talk to a couple people the past few weeks about is that you can't tell me that they're not all doing something, and I even bring up the creatine thing, Terry. I Google searched the other day after the show, what's the #1 supplement for building muscle mass, and it said creatine, but that's as legal as can be.
Yeah.
And the stuff with the EPO stuff, the blood doping and stuff, what he's talking about, and don't forget. LeBron goes to Germany every summer and spends $1 million, secretly $1 million on his health, and he comes back ready to play in the season. So I just you can't convince me that that he's not that in the NBA. I bet the NBA knows about it or even behind it. So why wouldn't the NBA be behind it, Terry? When Jordan's gone, Kobe's got a rape case. We have to have a face of the NBA.
Yeah.
We have no Jordan. Kobe's been charged with rape. What are we going to do? This skinny little kid's pretty good. We got to make sure he's really, really good for a long time. And then when he was good, keep him up. I can't look at these guys with all these 40 years old and bulging veins coming out and playing 40 minutes. And,
Jordan's
no
off.
injuries.
Jordan's
No
off season.
injuries.
He was going down to Vegas and smoking cigars and
McGuire's
playing.
standing there hitting baseballs, not
Poker.
running up down the court 40 nights, and he couldn't stay on the baseball field because it was steroids. And LeBron runs up down the court. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. We got NASCAR, NFL more, KDCBroadcasting.com.